Kasi meron pa naman 20.6 billion na nakaprograma. So, ibig sabihin at any given point during the first quarter, pwede na nating ma-release ito. Out of this amount, 7.9 billion ang for procurement ng mga RT-PCR cartridges. Tapos, meron tayong 900 million pesos para sa virology lab. Meron din tayong 2.8 billion for the purchase of vaccines at 9 billion para sa allowances ng ating mga frontline healthcare workers. Agad-agad ito ay magiging available. Ang total nito is 20.6 billion pesos. No, ngayon, ang sabi ko nga, meron tayong mga allocation pa for vaccines na 45 billion plus yung 42 billion pa para sa SRA na ito ay nasa unprogrammed fund. So siguro mga second quarter onwards, tama-tama naman makakakalap na tayo ng mga revenues niyan. Magiging available naman yan for the procurement of vaccines and payment of our healthcare workers. So yun po ang breakdown natin.
Opo, OIC Secretary Kanda, ang tanong naman po ay mula kay Laila Salaveria na Inquirer, did the President veto anything in the 2022 budget? If yes, ano daw po ito? Similar question with Summit Danila ng Business Mirror at President Katarong ng SMNI.
Ang mga na-veto ay hindi naman mga delikadong item. May veto, may direct veto. Actually, parang tatlong item yan. Ito yung number one, yung application ng Agrarian Reform Law sa mga state universities and colleges. Tapos yung isa is the DOTR, na yung mga walang budgetary provision, yun lang ang dinito. Kumbaga yun yung mga riders kasi, So dun sa, pangalawa is yung paggamit ng commercial banks, thrift banks for Department of Agriculture. Again, walang provision yun under the budget. So it is actually a rider to the GAA. So tinanggal natin yun. Plus nga yung sa DOTR na gender responsive restroom programs, again wala yung provision sa GAA. So itong mga ito na-veto yon because there are also substantive laws backing it up. So wala namang delikadong na-veto.
Opo, thank you OIC Secretary Kanda. Secretary Karlo, tanong pa rin po mula kay Laila Salaveria, what is Malacanang going to do about what an expert said was the alarming rapid increase in COVID cases? What immediate actions could it take to prevent a repeat of previous surges that led to lockdowns?
Yes, patuloy naman yung pakikipag-ugnayan natin sa mga LGUs, lalong-lalo na with DILG and DOH in the forefront. We also have our regional IATF on the ground sa bawat region. At binabantayan natin yung mga LGUs na merong mga pagtaas ng bilang ng mga COVID cases. At patuloy yung pakikipag-ugnayan at coordination natin with the LGUs with a reminder sa mga LGUs na pag tumama na po sa metric at pag nakikita po ninyo na may mga surges or pagtaas ng bilang ng COVID cases in your localities, immediately impose localized or granular lockdown sa mga areas po, mga barangay, purok, street level lockdowns, house lockdowns, residential lockdowns kung kinakailangan. Pag may nakikita kayong uptick or surge ng cases doon sa mga lugar ninyo, let's control the situation immediately by utilizing itong mga localized granular lockdowns natin. House, street, purok, barangay, series of purok, nasa kamay po ninyo. Basta kasama yan sa mga metrics at may pakikipag-ugnayan kayo sa regional IATF ninyo. Let's not wait na lumobo pa yan sa inyong mga area dahil kami po sa IATF will not also hesitate to increase the alert level sa mga provinces or highly urbanized cities even pag nakikita namin na kailangan na talagang i-increase ang alert level. alam niyo naman po na based on our IATF guidelines, bagamat sabihin natin January 1 to January 15 ay alert level 2, if kinakailangan ng IATF to elevate any locality into a higher alert level status, we will do it. No? Kaya sa panawagan natin sa mga LGUs, mag-localize at granular lockdown kayo pag kinakailangan, especially pag tumama na dun sa mga metrics at mga parameters na patuloy naman namin nire-remind sa inyo. As for the general public, ang panawagan po natin, lalong-lalo na ngayong New Year and beyond, yung patuloy na minimum public health standards natin, no? Nandyan po yan. Mask, hugas, iwas, plus bakuna. And then pagdating naman dun sa mga public private establishments, make sure na maganda yung ventilation, maayos yung ventilation. So reminder na rin sa mga workplaces and all establishments to ensure na maganda po yung ventilation sa inyong lugar. But for everyone's cooperation, we really ask for everyone's cooperation here. Again, this is a shared responsibility. This is a whole of society, whole of nation approach. Kaya nga tinatawag na whole of society, whole of nation dahil hindi lamang po ang national government, hindi lamang po to responsibility ng LGU, responsibility po ng bawat Pilipino itong pag-iwas ng pagtaas ng COVID cases, ang transmission ng COVID cases. So, it is everyone's responsibility.
Tanong pa rin po mula kay Laila sa Laveria, Camsec, there are reports daw po that a traveler from overseas may have violated protocols when she left her quarantine hotel to party. How certain is the government that quarantine protocols are not being breached in the different facilities?
On that point, I would just like to assure the public na iniimbestigahan na po yan. The Philippine National Police, the CIDG, the Department of Tourism, the Department of Health is already conducting the necessary investigations and fact-finding. And we will not hesitate to prosecute those who are violating the law. At talagang ipoprosecute namin yan. Hindi natin tatantanan yan. Kailangan po talaga nating, I'm sorry, no? This is a public health emergency. You cannot just let this go or, importante talaga that everybody follows the law and the laws are there for everyone's protection and safety. And let's not think na we can get away with it. Dahil hindi talaga, hindi yan mangyayari. Lahat ng dapat at kailangan sampahan, sasampahan ng kaso. Anybody who needs to be prosecuted will be prosecuted. Again, because we are in a public health emergency, this is for the public safety, this is safety of everybody. The laws are in place, not for anything, but for everyone's protection. So this is already being investigated and talagang we will execute the laws accordingly. And for all the other establishments and all the other international travelers, those coming from abroad, everybody, the general public. Alam niyo, gaya ng sinabi namin, it's a responsibility. The responsibility of everyone. Whether traveler ka, naka-quarantine ka, or ikaw yung establishment, quarantine facility, isolation facility, alam nyo naman kung ano yung responsibilities ninyo. Nakaset in place lahat yan. So it is up to you, it is really your responsibility to ensure that there will be no violations. If violations happen, then we will prosecute. It's that simple. So let it not come to that. Again, huwag na tayong maghanap ng paraan na, alam mo yun, sundin na lang natin for everyone's safety and for everyone's protection. But again, we will not hesitate to prosecute those that need to really be prosecuted. And we will really execute the laws accordingly, and everybody who violates will face the proper sanctions.
Yes, sir. Secretary, may follow-up lang po si Maricel Halili tungkol dyan. Basahin ko na po. Can you expand daw po on the penalty sa nagbabiolate ng quarantine protocols? What like what Poblacion Girl did? Paano yung hotel na supposedly ay quarantine facility? Will they be suspended while the investigation is ongoing?
Ayokong pangunahan ano yung magiging sanctions, no? But all possible sanctions, violation of the Notifiable Diseases Act, any violation as prescribed dun sa mga agreements natin with the quarantine facility and the isolation facilities. May mga pinirmahan naman ng mga yan at alam naman po nila kung ano yung mga sanctions that they will face. If indeed they were not responsible, if they were indeed violating the protocols, kung hindi nila binantayan ang kanilang mga yung mga nandun naka-quarantine sa kanila, then so we leave it up to the DOJ to file the necessary charges. After the investigation is done by the PNP, after the investigation is done by our CIDG, then we leave it up to the DOJ to file the proper charges. But make no mistake, anybody who violates, the law will catch up to you. So, don't try it. Huwag niyo subukan. Please.
Opo. Secretary, tanong naman po mula kay Sam Medenilla ng Business Mirror, nakapag-decide na po kaya si President Duterte kung sino daw po i-appoint niya na Cabinet Secretary for the Department for Migrant Workers? If yes, sino po kaya siya? Similar question with MJ Blancaflor ng Daily Tribune.
Wag po muna natin pangunahan si Presidente. So, let's wait for the proper announcement. But if it will come, and when he decides to announce it, he will announce kung sino po yung i-appoint niya, if ever.
Opo. For Yusek Orville, tanong po ni Sam Medenilla ng Business Mirror, ano na po ang status ng law for contractualization and will this still be passed before the end of the current administration?
Maraming salamat po sa katanungan iyan. Actually, ang ENTO bill ay nakapasa na po on third reading sa Kongreso, sa House of Representatives nitong December, if I'm not mistaken, December 1, ngayong buwan. Sa Senado naman po ay several bills have been filed, and it's still pending in the committee. So, kami po bilang PLLO ay nagsusulong, ang mandate po namin ay to shepherd the President's legislative agenda or legislative priorities. Hanggang ngayon po ay isa rin naman pa kung prioridad ng Presidente ang kalang batas na ito. So, our job is to really do our best in pushing for the passage of this law in both houses of Congress.
Opo. Thank you po. Cabsec, tanong naman po mula kay Angel Ronquillo ng DZXL, RMN. Sinabi niya, bali may nabanggit na kayo nito, Secretary, baka may idagdag lang po kayo, ano? Yung nga sinabi niyo daw po na bahala ang palasyo sa bahagyang pagtaas ng kaso ng COVID-19, pero bakit nanatili sa alert level 2 ang status ng buong kapuluan?
Hindi pa tumama sa parameters ng alert level 3 ang anumang province and highly urbanized city and independent component city so far, no? So based dun sa parameters po namin, nung tiningnan po namin yung numbers, wala pa namang tumama doon, not yet. But again, nothing will prevent the IATF from imposing an alert level 3 pag kinakailangan. Bagamat sabihin natin, in-announce na namin na January 1 to 15 is alert level 2 for all. But if we see na kailangan i-elevate to alert level 3 ang isang province or ilang provinces or isang highly urbanized city or isang, we will do it. No? Kahit na hindi pa siya nag-January 15. Kasama yan sa protocols ng IATF po. So, that's the reason why nakikipag-ugnayan po kami sa mga LGUs na nakikita po namin na may pagtaas ng mga bilang ng kanilang COVID cases. At nire-remind po namin ng mga LGUs na mag-granular at localized lockdown na dun sa mga areas na may nakikita po tayong pagtaas ng bilang para hindi po lumala ang sitwasyon. But again, we will constantly monitor this day by day. Patuloy yung pagmamonitor namin sa lahat ng lugar, lahat ng mga localities sa buong bansa. And we will not hesitate to increase the alert level kung kinakailangan. In the meantime, LGUs, please impose localized lockdowns kung kinakailangan din po.
Opo, ang second question po niya, nasaan daw po si Pangulong Duterte? Saan siya sasalubong ng bagong taon? At bibisita pa rin po ba siya sa mga biktima ng bagyong Odette?
As with every New Year, the President will spend his New Year's in Davao to be with his family and his loved ones in Davao. As to the next visits ni Pangulo, abangan na lang po natin yung next announcements when the President will and go and visit and which areas sa mga tinamaan ng Typhoon Odette ang bibistahin niya pagkatapos ng New Year.
Opo. From Lanes Capanti ng GMA News Online, is there a need to increase alert level in NCR, which already has a 14% COVID-19 positivity rate per of the research?
Continue to monitor the situation in NCR and in all other localities in the country. And we will not hesitate to increase the alert level kung kinakailangan. Again, but with a reminder to the LGUs to impose granular and localized lockdowns in your area, per street, per purok, per barangay. You can do that with the coordination, of course, with the RIATF. Please do not hesitate to do those granular lockdowns so that we can contain and control the situation before it gets out of hand. But again, kung kinakailangan i-elevate, if it hits and breaches the parameters for a higher alert level, we will do it po.
Opo. From Treasury Katarong na SMNI, tumaas po yung approval rating niya. Tumaas pa ang approval rating ni Pangulong Duterte sa 72% batay sa pinakabagong pulse sa survey. Ano daw po yung dahilan ng patuloy na pagtaas ng approval rating ng Pangulo sa kabila po ng sunod-sunod na challenges sa kinakaharap ng bansa ngayong malapit na matapos ang kanyang termino?
Sa palagay po namin, ito po ay isang refleksyon ng tiwala ng ating mga kababayan kay Pangulong Duterte at ang mabilis na aksyon at pagtugon ni Pangulong Duterte sa lahat ng pangangailangan. Bagamat marami po tayong challenges na hinaharap, na kasalukuyang hinaharap, ay mabilis naman po ang aksyon ni Pangulo, ang pagtugon niya sa pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan. At syempre, nakikita po ng taong bayan ang tunay na malasakit ni Pangulo para sa bawat Pilipino dito sa ating bansa. Kaya kami po ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa tiwala at pagmahal niyo po kay Pangulong Duterte at sa kanyang administrasyon.
Opo. Mula kay MJ Blanca Flor ng Daily Tribune, ang yung New Year message daw po ni Pangulong Duterte sa ating mga kababayan.
I shall read the New Year's message of the President. Katatanggap lang po namin. After this, we can go back to PLLO for the video presentation ng pinakabagong Department of Migrant Workers. Mga kababayan, ito pong mensahe ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte para sa buong sambayanan ngayong sa pagdiriwang po natin ng bagong taon. The message of the President reads, and I quote, "As we welcome the new year 2022 with much hope, let us cherish all that we have experienced in the previous year, including our struggles and victories in overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic and the ravages of Typhoon Odette. Indeed, we have been through many challenging times, but our distinct resilience and bayanihan spirit allowed us to prevail and come out stronger. Every day we continue to witness the indomitable spirit of the Filipino that adapts, endures, and triumphs over all adversities. The dedication and courage of our people, especially of our medical and essential frontliners, uniformed services, civilian personnel, and volunteers, demonstrate what great things we can achieve if we work in solidarity. As we take a whole-of-nation approach to recover and build back better, may we all be inspired by the promise of new beginnings that the new year brings. Now, we are given a fresh start and opportunity to aim higher and to do things better in the spirit of genuine malasakit at pagbabago. That all our aspirations and actions be guided by our strong sense of nationhood and our deep faith in the Almighty. May we also find a stronger and higher purpose in our lives so that we may pursue only what is good for our families, communities, and the entire nation. Isang pinagpala at masaganang bagong taon sa inyong lahat. Signed, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines. So, Yusek Rocky, let's now go to the presentation ng PNLO on the newest department in addition to the executive branch, the Department of Migrant Workers.
Almost an everyday spectacle to read the newspapers about the abuses of our brothers, sisters abroad working as OFW. I propose to create one government only to take care of the OFW. Lahat ng kailangan permit, dyan na nila kukunin sa administrasyon na yan. It's gonna be a department to take care of them.
I'd like to add something on the protection of our offices. I also ask Congress to pass a law creating the Department of Migrant Workers and Overseas Filipinos. Kailangan po ito because they are suffering they suffered not only yesterday but they're still suffering now. With so many inadequacies, both our government response and including the monetary assistance. To ensure that there is a department that is solely focused on addressing the needs and taking care of the welfare of our countrymen abroad.
With 173 affirmative votes, 11 negative votes, and no abstention, House Bill number 5832 is hereby approved on third reading.
With 20 affirmative votes, no negative votes, no abstention, Senate Bill 2234 is approved on third reading.
nagpapasalamat po sa ating piling na presidente na si President Karlo Duterte na nagkaroon po tayo ng ganito Department of Migrant na magkaroon po ng trends na mapangalagaan po ang ating OFW at mas mapabilis po ang pagproseso dahil po sa ganitong program. Nagpapasalamat din po kami dahil mas mapapabuti po at mas mapapangalagaan po ang ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat.
Magandang gabi po. Ako po si Shani Purgoli, isang OFW po from Qatar. And nagpapasalamat po ako kay President Duterte sa pagtatayo ng bagong department po para sa aming mga OFW dahil hindi lang sa natutugunan or napapansin at na-answer po yung lahat ng mga needs po namin. Isa din po na pa-prioritize po kami bilang isang OFW. And maraming salamat po sa tulong na nakauwi po kami ng maayos amidst the pandemic and the situation. So maraming salamat din po sa pagpapabalakad sa Pilipinas. Thank you po.
Ako po si Marlon Aranzales, isang OFW SIMA. Nagpapasalamat po ako kay Pangulong Duterte sa nagtatayo ng bagong department para sa aming mga OFW dahil mas nabibigyan kami ng dagdag na budget at mas magtutulungan ng aming mga pangailangan. Maraming salamat po, Presidente Sule Duterte.
Maraming salamat, Yusek Orville, at sa buong puwersa ng PLLO at sa lahat ng mga talagang nagtrabaho para maipasa itong napaka-importanteng batas na ito. At lalong-lalo na po, ang pinaka-leader nitong lahat, walang iba kundi ating mahal na Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Salamat sa iyo, Yusek Orville. Maraming salamat din sa iyo, OIC Secretary Kanda. And Yusek Rocky, wala na yata ang mga katanungan, ano po? So, magpapasalamat na rin ako sa iyo. And I wish you all happy New Year. Mga kababayan, we end the year with an overwhelming majority of our people hopeful about the future. 93% ng ating mga kababayan ay sasalubungin ang bagong taon na may pag-asa ayon sa isang lumabas na survey. We share this optimism because we have seen in the past year what over 100 million Filipinos can achieve with unity, resolve, and concern for one another. Sa gitna ng hamon at mga tagumpay, nagpapasalamat kami dahil hindi ninyo kami iniwan. Patuloy ang inyong suporta, tiwala, at pagmamahal sa ating Pangulo at sa kanyang administrasyon. Ito ay aming susuklian ng dobleng sipag at dobleng dedikasyon sa taong 2022. Muli, ingat po tayo, stay safe and healthy, Pilipinas. Manigong bagong taon po sa ating lahat.